Hello dear friend. So today we will watch the refurbishment of this Bulova watch. It's a vintage watch, an eBay find. So the case of this watch is slightly different. There's this very small slit on the left hand side of the watch, and you open through this slit and you remove the movement from the front side, and the movement is attached to the back of the dial. Look at this. It's very beautiful. It's a Swiss movement. So now we just need to remove this movement from the dial, but first we need to remove the hands. Bulova is an American company. They headquartered in New York, but they was actually founded in Switzerland, and all their operations were in Switzerland for I think the good part of the last century. These days they are an American company, so they actually made a lot of success in America. So that was their main market, but now they've been bought by Citizen. Look how small this pallet fork is. It's hard to convey in a video, but it's really small. Okay, so now we just need to dismantle the whole watch, remove all the parts, and put it to a cleaning. We need to actually essentially wash the whole thing and then put it back together. With mechanical watches, you need to eventually, well, maybe once every 5 years or maybe 10 years, depending on how frequently you use the watch, you need to dismantle the whole watch, disassemble it, wash it, and put it back together. It's just because it's purely mechanical, so there's greases and these oils you use, they start to dry, and then it creates resistance in these wheels. So these gears, we call it wheels, they will start to have resistance, and the watch is gonna start to lose power per se, and it will eventually stop working altogether. But if you disassemble and wash all the parts and put it back together, it usually comes back to life and works fine. Now I must admit, I didn't disassemble the mainspring of this watch. I don't have the tool to put it back together into the barrel. If I do it manually, I have the risk of damaging it. But I opened the barrel and the mainspring looked in good shape. It wasn't too dirty, so I decided I was just going to clean the barrel cap and put it back the way it was. So as I said, I'm a hobbyist. I'm not a professional, so I will not have all the tools I need to do the complete service, but it should be fine. This one with the mainspring we had there, it should be fine. It wasn't too bad. Okay, so now we are in the reassembling process. So we need to put all the wheels in the right sequence. So usually these watches, they have five wheels, and it's essentially a reduction. So you have the power coming from the main spring, and it's transmitted through this sequence of wheels, and then in the end, in the last wheel, which then you have this wheel will be in contact with the pallet fork, and the pallet fork will transmit the power to the balance, which actually is what keeps the time in a watch. So that's the pallet fork. And the pallet cock. Okay, so now we just need to test and see if the pallet fork is jumping when we touch it, because then it means that everything is working. There's power being transmitted through the wheels to the pallet fork. It means it has power to drive the balance. Okay, now it's the moment to see if everything is working fine. It's the moment of truth. So, okay, there you go, we're in business. This is the best moment. It can be quite frustrating when you go through all this work and the balance doesn't work, and well, I can tell you it has happened quite frequently with me. I don't have a fantastic track record with this. Okay, so now we're going to reassemble the movement to the dial. So we just put this, it's sort of a dough we use, so I'm putting it just to create some space between the dial and the cushion. And this space is necessary because of the hand springs sticking, that they will stick out of the dial, so you need to create some space, some room in the bottom. Okay, now we just need to screw it together. I didn't like this one. You see, the screw to the dial feed is close to the balance. It's very dangerous. Yeah, you can, very quickly hit the balance and ruin the whole watch. Now we're just cleaning the dial. I didn't wash or did anything to this dial. It looks beautiful to me. It has this pure appearance. Okay, so now we just need to press the hands in position, and here comes the minute hands. This watch is very, very simple, so it's literally bare bones. It's as simple as you can get with watches. Okay, now just a quick test, see if the hands are not clashing. So now we need to have a look at the case. just remove what's left from the bracelet. I didn't get any bracelet with this watch, it just came with these pieces hanging. I started washing the case, but then I noticed there was quite a lot of scratches in the back, and I decided I was going to try to polish a little bit. So this is the polishing of the case back. But then as I was doing this, I realized it was removing a bit of some of the scratches, at least the most superficial ones. But then I gave up. It didn't improve very much, to be honest, and I gave up because this watch is gold plated. I didn't want to remove the whole plating. So now we move to the crystal. This is poly watch. We're going to basically just polish it and try to remove some of the scratches. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's good enough for me. Well, you probably can hear some fireworks in the background here. It's today's Guy Fawkes Day, so a lot of fireworks. Yeah, so you can see there is a date inside. It says 12th of September 87. So probably that was the last time this watch was serviced, or maybe one of the last times. I did some research, and I think this movement was manufactured in the 60s, or maybe between the 60s and the 70s. So yeah, this watch is probably 50 years old or so, maybe 60. Okay, well, it's looking nice for me. Now we just need to do some quick test, see if the hands are not clashing into each other, or maybe touching the crystal. Looks fine for me. So I had these straps, these blue straps. I think they match the dial color, and they just look nice with the white gold plating. Okay, so this is the final result. I think the straps look really nice with this watch. I'm really pleased with the result. Really pleased. Okay, so thank you for coming along, and if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you.